This video is gonna probably be quite a long one. Maybe not, we'll see how it goes. I want to talk a little bit about the last video I did and some of the information I put out there that I've been at odds with for a while, and yet still said them in my last video. And that is, I said I'm a feminist. And now that it's out there on the internet, even though like all my friends already know, I know that different people interpret that in different ways. And it made me consider institutions and the institutionalization of feminism. I've always thought that institutionalizing anything is bad. It doesn't result in anything positive. Just look at religion. The religions that have become institutions are, well, they're not really catered to being humanitarian. And there are a lot of feminists out there who I suppose would be considered or described as straw feminists. They don't take kindly to the transgender community, and they're pretty much sexist, really. Their whole mantra is that women are better than men. My understanding of feminism is simple. It was set up to stop gender discrimination. I think along the way people have taken their own interpretations and misused them. I'm still for complete gender equality, and I don't think we have it yet. In fact, I'm reminded most days that we don't, which is a shame, really, because I don't think anybody's gender or gender fluidity or non-gender matters, really, except to the individual. It shouldn't be a bone of contention. It shouldn't be the reason somebody gets a job. It shouldn't be the reason that wage inequality exists, etc., etc. So I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, I guess I still declare myself as a feminist because that's how I interpret feminism. But it is strange how something that you think is so simple can be so complicated. Well, I guess that's people for you. We're all unique. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. It'd be incredibly strange and scary if everybody was the same. And the prompting, of course, for the last video was a law passed by our government to masculinise pornography. Not that it needs any more of that, but basically they're saying no, porn is only for men and men's enjoyment. And I think if people want to watch porn, it should be catered to everybody. There shouldn't be a restriction. You can't say, oh, it's alright for one and not alright for the other. And this is another video complaining about another law that this government has passed. They brought it about in October. I've only just found out about it now. I'm actually filming this video on the day that I've uploaded my last video, so it's, you know, there's long gaps for when I actually record them to when they actually are able to be put on the internet. So I don't know when this one will be out there for you all to hear what hear the news that I'm telling you. We'll put a link in the video to the news report that I read about it from Gay Star News. But the brunt of the law is that any member of the transgender community within the United Kingdom who wants to vote and do so online has to provide details of a previous identification. This makes no sense on several levels. First of all, that information is defunct. It's been eradicated. It has no function. I think it is just a way of the government trying to say, you're not a real person. We're not going to treat you like everybody else. That's an assumption. It's wrong to assume things, but it feels like that. And there's also no guarantee of the protection of this information. And a lot of people of the transgender community, not just in Britain but all over the world, are at serious risk from attack, both from the media and from people in general. I am reminded of this pretty much nearly every day myself. I don't really like talking about this, but there was a news report a while ago that I don't want to call him a politician, I don't really want to call him a human being, but an individual by the name of Richard Littlejohn wrote a piece in his, do I have to call it a newspaper? Because I can't find the appropriate word, I suppose I'll have to call it a newspaper, which outed a teacher at school as being transgender. This media coverage upset her so much that sadly she took her own life. So do you really think it's fair to demand that just because someone's transgender, that if they want to vote, they have to put out information that isn't necessary, isn't legal? I mean, what is the legal purpose of the previous name? It's like saying that anyone who's been married and had their last name changed has to provide their last name. Obviously they don't force that on people because it's stupid. And so is this law. I know little about law. I'm ignorant on the whole thing about how it gets passed, how it gets changed. But I'm going to try and research this more and do a follow-up video with maybe more information on how to actually just get this nonsense revoked. Because I don't think, certainly when it comes to political opinions and voters' rights, that your gender or gender fluidity or, just non-gender has any bearing whatsoever. Shouldn't matter. It's your vote that matters. Now, you can say I'm a bit of a crazy conspiracy theorist here, because I'm going to make another assumption. But it feels to me like the current government knows that it's hated. They know that at the next election, that's it, they're gone. Nobody in their right mind's going to vote for them. Unfortunately, a lot of insane people will vote for an even worse party called UKIP. I might do a video about them at some point. But the current government, I think they know they're on the way out. And like a spoilt child who's been told to put away their toys, they're not doing. They're picking them up and smashing them on the ground and throwing a hissy fit. And I think this law and the law I talked about last week are evidence of that. And the fact that other actions they've done that I find thoroughly repugnant. Selling off the NHS to their benefactors, for one. I won't go into that because this video will drag on and on if I do. I'll leave it at that for now. And I'm going to read more and see what else I can find out and convey in a future video. So, bye for now.